I'm Adam Jahns from the Chicago Sun-Times. This is my colleague Patrick Finley. And Pat, the draft, it's finally upon us after it's moved back 2 weeks. We have a lot of build-up, a lot of anticipation, a lot of paralysis by over-analysis, I think is the saying. Bears are on the clock at number 14. Let's get right to it. Who are you taking?
If Aaron Donald is there, you are running to the podium to take Aaron Donald. But you know what? He's not going to be there. I mean, let's not even get that far. He won't be at 14. If it were me, I'd take Calvin Pryor. You've got a safety for the next 5-6 years, somebody who can be a tone setter, somebody who can help your defense get back to where it was. And, he solves a problem as quickly and easily as anybody in the draft for them.
See, for me, I think there's a good chance he will be. I did a mock draft, and I think there's a chance that he falls to number 14. I know he's the best defensive tackle on the board. He's a very unique talent, even though he may be undersized. Right. That said, there's a lot of teams in front of the Bears that need quarterbacks, and not all of them are going to be able to trade down, to get a quarterback in the late teens or the 20s here, where the value is really at for quarterbacks. So someone's going to hit the panic button. Maybe it's the Browns, maybe it's the Raiders, maybe it's Lovie Smith and Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and they take a quarterback, and there's a run on quarterbacks, and Aaron Donald falls onto the Bears' laps.
You know what? If that were to happen, I'm sure the Bears would be thrilled. But, let's face it, when you look at that safety position, there are 4 safeties worth taking in the first 2 rounds. And after that, that's about it. So, if they do get that tackle, I would still be curious to see if the Bears would be able to come around in the second round and get a Jimmy Ward, get a Deion Buchanan from Washington State. Because if they don't, they have then gone through the first 2 rounds of the draft and haven't fixed what, in my opinion, is by far their biggest problem.
All right, we know they need a safety. We know they need a defensive tackle. But what about linebacker? DJ Williams is back for 1 more year. Shane McClellan moves back to linebacker, sort of like they've already drafted one without the draft actually beginning. That said, there is no long-term solution at Mike linebacker.
Sometimes when Phil Emery talks to us, it's as much about what he says subtly or what he doesn't say as what he really tells us. And something he said the other day that caught my ear definitely was, he said that they only have 1 starting linebacker right now, and it's Lance Briggs. And you'd think that DJ Williams, being an 11-year veteran, that he would have said that DJ was the starter. To me, maybe subconsciously, that leaves open the idea that they could draft a middle linebacker in the first round, and that would be C.J. Mosley from Alabama. And who knows? You plug him in with the veteran DJ and let him fight it out.
I still think that may be a surprise. Reach to take a linebacker in the first round. But enough about defense. There are still some offensive needs for the Bears. I don't know if these are overhyped or overvalued or whatever you want to use here. But they need a backup running back. They need a number 3 receiver to push Marquise Wilson, or at least someone that's talented enough to do so. And they probably need a backup tight end just in case Martellus Bennett gets hurt.
Yeah, those are Saturday problems for them as far as I'm concerned. This is something they're going to do, late in the draft, take a flyer on a couple of different guys, probably flawed players, but somebody who could help them. I wouldn't be surprised if they went and got a backup running back in the 3rd round, maybe, but that's about as high as I could ever see it going.
All right, I'm Adam Jahns. This is Patrick Finley. Stay with SunTimes.com for all our NFL draft coverage.